Sifu Raphael is the founder and host of Coaching Call, Heroes Rising, The Seer Show, and New Tip Daily. He works with individuals, groups, and businesses and helps them find clarity, purpose, and understanding of who they really are in business and personal life. Sifu Raphael has used his skills to develop a variety of multifaceted businesses in the martial arts and fitness industries. He owns and operates a 10,000 square foot martial arts and fitness facility in New York. Jose Escobar is an award-winning, nationally recognized personal development speaker, published author, and sales professional. He leads compelling, high-level communities consisting of entrepreneurs and advanced leaders through his two business models, the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf and the Connected Leaders Academy. He is also the co-host of Heroes Rising.
Jason, happy Friday, my friend. How are you today?
I'm amazing. I got a great workout in this morning. I'm excited to be on the show, and it's great to see you.
Yes, you are amazing, by the way. And I love the fact that you said it. You know what? I got to tell you, we have two incredible guests coming on today. Let's go ahead and not wait any longer and bring them on. Got my good friend, Chris Casamasa, and my other good friend, Colin. Gentlemen, welcome to Heroes Rising. How are you today?
Doing phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Yeah, same here. Super. It's a beautiful day in Atlantic Canada.
Oof, love it. So when we consider life on a Friday afternoon, a Friday morning, what do you consider to be the most important thing for your day? Just asking. For a friend.
Wow, we're starting deep already?
Yeah.
Always
Right,
deep.
just right,
Okay.
right into it.
Wow,
You go, Chris.
all right. I'm sorry, I got lost in the depth. What was the question?
How you doing?
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 Well, you know what? Let's dive in, right? So I want to go ahead and introduce you, Chris. Chris Casamasa, I also consider one of the sharpest minds I know in the martial arts world and overall. And I also consider you a friend and a brother. I got to tell you, I am so thrilled that you are in my life. So you're also known as Shihan Chris. You're a coach, a mentor, public speaker, and actor, well known for your role as Scorpion. You're a ninth degree black belt and current president of 15 Red Dragon Karate Studios in Southern California. Chris oversees operations and has inspired, taught, and trained, coached over 50,000 students in their personal development, fitness, and self-defense. Besides his outstanding tournament record, Chris is featured in dozens of films and television shows. He has been in everything, everything from the original Karate Kid movie to Shoot Fighter, Blade, plus a TV series called, many of you know, WMAC Masters, where he played the lead role of Red Dragon. Chris also doubled for George Clooney in the Batman and Robin movie. But for millions of fans around the world, he is well known as the Super Ninja Scorpion in the hit action franchise movie Mortal Kombat. Chris, what can I say? You are just an incredible human being, my friend.
Wow, well, with an intro like that, come on.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to sign up now. I'll just leave stage left.
But thank you for having me here, man. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. And I feel the same about you, my man. I appreciate having you in my life.
Absolutely. So, Chris, we'd love to hear. I know that you have so many different gifts that you want to share with people. We'd love to hear what you're bringing forth today on a beautiful Friday.
Well, listen, you and I talked about some things that could probably benefit your audience. And I think one of them is really an underused tool for most small business owners, which really is social media. And It's out there and we're all on it. But a lot of times it's just an underused asset. And here's the thing that I try and tell people about all the time, and that is it's free. It's free. You get to use a $1 billion platform, dozens of them, for free. Yes, you can do paid advertising, but YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, they're free platforms. You basically have a television studio in your pocket. And if you're a small business owner and you're not utilizing those things where your customers are, you're making a big mistake. Now, listen, I'm going to be the first guy to tell you, I don't like social media, but I'm on it because I understand it's a tool for me to reach a bigger and wider audience. And if you think back in the day, there used to be gatekeepers for media, right? They were the big three, like the automakers. There was a big three at ABC, NBC, CBS. That was it. Then along came Fox, and then that was it for years. And then all of a sudden, cable, more and more networks started going, and there were still gatekeepers because they were owned by these big conglomerates. All of that is gone today. Like ABC, NBC, and CBS are struggling because of streaming. Technology, society, and things move forward. And if you're a business owner and you're over 40, 50 years old and you're daydreaming about what life used to be like, and we used to do this and we used to do that, that's cool, but you're going to end up becoming obsolete. Much like the dinosaurs, they didn't evolve either. So if you want your business to move forward and move fast, you've got to learn to adopt technology. Now, listen, there's people that hear me say that, I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't understand Facebook, I don't get TikTok, I don't understand Instagram. Well, listen, there's the world's greatest website exists where you can learn anything with just spending 10 or 15 minutes a day on it. It's called Google. And you can literally go to Google right now and Google anything that you want. Like if I wanted to say, how do I change a fan belt on a 1974 Datsun 240Z? I guarantee you a YouTube video is going to pop up when I search Google with that very thing in it. It's amazing what's out there if you're willing to learn and you're willing to do the work to get the results, which is the other part of that, right? People are like, oh, well, business is hard. Now I can't do this. They put that I can't mentality in their head. And then they play the blame game about why their business is suffering and struggling. When the truth is, instead of pointing fingers, they should be pointing thumbs. My business rises and falls based on the actions that I take and the things that I do, right? So it's my decisions, not my conditions, that shape my destiny. So social media is a tool. This thing right here is more powerful and has more technology in it than when Ronald Reagan was in office as the president of the United States. We have more power in the palm of our hand today than they did 30, 40 years ago. It's incredible. So that's where I'm going to start, by using social media. And the like I said, you put 5, 10 here. Jesse Itzler did a thing where he said, if you spend 15 minutes a day for 1 year, you'll have more knowledge on that subject than 99% of the population. So you can take anything, whether it's learning a new language or learning social media. You do 15 minutes a day. And listen, there's no business owner that I know that I've ever met that can't look me in the eyes and honestly tell me, I don't have 15 minutes a day. Like Elon Musk has 15 minutes a day. So don't tell me that you're too busy to figure shit out, because it can be done. But you don't lack the time, you lack the discipline. And there's a big difference in those two statements. You don't lack the discipline because at this moment, that thing hasn't become important enough to you. And when it's important enough, you'll find the time instead of finding an excuse. My 2 cents on the issue.
Oh, that is powerful. When you consider what you just said, that when Ronald Reagan was in office, we have so much more information than even he did. And the fact that Elon Musk has 15 minutes a day, The guy's incredible. I think he's a machine, by the way. When we talk about machine learning, I think he's one of the machines that we need to learn from, because he is not afraid of taking on a challenge. And Chris, you, my friend, not only are you a mentor to me, but you're a friend, but you are always pushing people to understand the one principle that I know you believe 100% in, and that is that you are worth more. Would you mind taking a minute or two and just telling us why that's such an important principle?
Well, knowing your worth in the marketplace is, listen, in the martial arts industry, it's pretty rampant. I'm not, too sure how well it goes through other industries, but I'm very familiar with the martial arts and fitness industry and people devaluing what they do. And they devalue it for what they feel is a pure heart thing. And that is, I'm just trying to help people, which is cool, but there's no rule that says you have to be a pauper. And making money in fitness or making money in the martial arts doesn't mean you're selling out. It just means you know how to run a business. If helping people meant that you needed to be a poor or a pauper, then doctors wouldn't charge you. Dentists wouldn't charge you, but they do because they know they are worth. Now, people will go, well, doctors go to school for 8 years or dentists go to school for 8 years to learn that. And that is cool. That's a discipline that it takes to learn that and to master it and to pass those. A lawyer, the same thing. My lawyer isn't free. My doctor isn't free. My dentist isn't free. They all went to school for years. There's most martial artists I talk to that are in business have been in martial arts for decades, 10, 20, 30 years. How much time and knowledge is in their brain? And what is that worth? And then for people that aren't in the martial arts and they're like, well, it's just karate, it's just jujitsu, it's just whatever. It's like this. If just one move that I teach your child someday saves your child's life or prevents your daughter from being raped or kidnapped, how much is that worth to you? You see, that's my mindset. My pricing is based on my talent, not on somebody's supposed budget. So when I teach something in the martial arts, I'm teaching a life skill that can save or defend a person's life. And that, if you're a parent, my thing I just said a minute ago is priceless. I have 2 kids. When my kids were young, they started martial arts. My daughter never had a choice. She didn't know it, but she didn't have a choice, right? And I'm very passionate about helping kids and doing those things, especially girls, right? Because the books I wrote on bullying, the statistics are in there. 1 out of every 6 females in America, 1 out of every 6 is going to be attacked or sexually assaulted in her life. It's a horrible, horrible stat. For guys, it's 1 out of 100, right? So it's the martial arts, what we do, the confidence, the self-esteem, the respect for self that you have by learning it, man, that's priceless. You don't learn that in anything else.
Man, I better go enroll in a martial arts school right away.
You, my friend, have an amazing one and do help a lot of people.
Yeah, but man, that right there, 1 in 4 women will be attacked. 1 in 100 men will be attacked. Wow. Just that alone should make every parent start calling your school, Jason's school, my school, any school. But make sure, I think that one of the things that, and you advocate for quality instruction as well, right? Not fluff.
Well, listen, there's that part of it too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And listen, for the general public, here's the thing. Someone wearing a black belt doesn't equate them to be a good instructor or trainer. It just means that they're a black belt, right? And listen, I've been in this industry a long time. I know some of the world's greatest martial artists, but they are broke. And they're broke because they can't take this awesome knowledge and skill that's in their head and get it out to people in a way that makes those people go, "Ooh, I want to keep learning from that person. I want to keep paying that person." That's the kind of stuff that impacts me and breaks my heart, because there's so many talented martial artists out there that just don't have that bridge to take their passion and make a business out of it. And that's one of the reasons why I'm out there doing what I do. And the good news is what I teach business wise is business stuff. So it goes across all spectrums, whether it's martial arts or fitness or an ice cream shop or a coffee shop, doesn't matter. Business is business. Mm-hmm. So running a good business, by going back to what my original thing was, using social media as a tool, just makes good sense, because you want to be where your customers are, right there. And I told you, look, I'm not a big social media fan, but I'm there. I'm everywhere my potential customers are going to be. And although I don't like it, I know how to use it. And I use that tool to get more customers so I can make a bigger impact in the community that I serve.
Mm. Beautiful. You know, I want to thank you, because not only are you serving your community, but you have reached across the country, if you will, because you're impacting other instructors. And that alone is going to help everybody even have better quality instruction, better techniques, better understanding of how they can serve their communities. So thank you for that.
Yeah, man. And listen, back to the self-worth thing. You know, I don't know if any of you guys have bought eggs or gas lately, but the cost of everything goes up, right? If you're charging 99 or $100 a month, you're charging like 1985 prices. I wish gas was still 95 cents a gallon. I wish eggs were still $1 for a dozen, but they're not. The price of everything goes up, and you've got to move your business forward with the cost of goods and the cost of doing business. It just financial sense.
Thank you, Chris. I got to tell you, anybody who is interested in learning about the business of martial arts, definitely go reach out to my good friend and businesscombat.com, because he will guide you in the right direction. I'm so happy you joined us today. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm super glad, Chris. Thank you for being on here today. And I took a bunch of notes just listening today. Good reminders, good mindset stuff. What I really love that you talked about, two things specifically. One is when you're talking to school owners about, you know, this whole like sellout concept. And the thing is that as our business grows, if you're truly in the martial arts to serve your community and to serve your students and to serve at the highest level, how can you do that without being a successful business? How can you do that without money? I mean, listen, if we want to donate to our churches, to our youth programs, we want to help our schools sponsor programs, the more successful our school is, the more we can help and serve our community at a much higher level. The second thing that you hit on, which I think is really, really important too, is that when we have students that are interested in martial arts, or parents that come into martial arts, and their objection is, oh, wow, it's too expensive. But you brought to light the whole thing of how much would it be worth to you if one technique I taught you saved your life? If one lesson I gave you allowed your student to have the confidence to stand up to a bully, or to stand up in the middle of class and give a presentation, how much is that worth to you? You know, we talk to moms and dads that come in their Land Rovers and Louis Vuitton purses and Starbucks in hand, and then I can't afford it. It's just a choice, right? It's a choice, and it's a priority of where we're putting our value. So thank you for those reminders. And I hope that people that are listening really take that to heart. And I was like you, man, social media. I remember actually doing a presentation flat out telling people that social media was a waste of time. This was probably about 15 years ago. And I was like, stop wasting your time on social media. You're probably spending, hours a day sitting on that thing, and it's not helping your business. Yeah. Was I wrong? Right. And I don't love it myself, especially when you get caught up in some of the rabbit holes. But like you said, learn it, use it, evolve with it, and grow with it. And, it is a powerful tool. It is the most powerful tool. I think that a lot of schools are really relying on their social media presence even more so than their own websites these days. Websites were like where everybody wanted to be. And now social media can really potentially take the place of a website in many ways, not always, but in many, right? So Chris, thanks for being on today, and thanks for sharing your knowledge. Appreciate it. I want to introduce our host and our good friend, Sifu Raphael, who is the founder of Heroes Rising, which is, of course, this show and 4 other unique shows, which are done live. He's a fitness professional, solutions expert, executive coach, and head instructor at Max Martial Arts and Fitness in New York. Sifu Raphael's purpose is to unite like-minded individuals to create new possibilities and impact the world we live in. Sifu Raphael believes that we can all change the world. Most importantly, we need to start with ourselves, and then we can help others. Sifu, thanks for having us all on the show and putting this platform together, but you're on the spotlight.
Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Jason. I really appreciate you stepping in today. And, Jose's an incredible person, but you, man, you are.
I mean, we look alike a little bit.
Yes, you both have skin. I agree. So, but you stepped in, and you stepped in last week. And anytime I've had, you are just an incredible human being. So thank you for that. Today, I want you to think about this. Imagine that tomorrow morning you woke up and all your dreams came true. I mean, everything. I always ask, what is the cemetery full of? I'll ask you, gentlemen, what is the cemetery full of?
Dead bodies.
Regrets.
Right. Dead bodies, regrets. I say dead dreams. Dead dreams. And the reason is because people, they don't pull forward what they dream about, what they think about, and they don't act on it. Just like Chris was talking about, you need to be able to spend quality time to become better, to do more. So today we have the unique opportunity to set the course to fulfill our dreams. Yes, you do. Your leadership can shape the future to lead by example while leaving a lasting legacy. I truly implore you to discover new possibilities within your life. I want you to reassess your current situation with a critical and open mind. The world is changing rapidly, and we all know that. We see it on social media. And the future belongs to those who are willing to adapt, to innovate, and to lead with vision. Discovering new possibilities, that's what I want to talk to you about today. It starts with a willingness to break free from our routines, to move away from familiarity, and embark on new challenges that will inspire you to become more. Become more. You are worth more. Chris says it to me all the time, and I appreciate that. It requires us to step out of our comfort zones, to embrace uncertainty, and challenge ourselves every day, day in, day out. It's about daring to dream beyond the boundaries of what we know, because it is when we venture into the unknown that we truly grow. We do. We have to get out there and take a chance. So allow me to share this powerful quote with you. You will find only what you bring in. Let me say that again. You will find only what you bring in. And that, my friends, was a quote by Yoda. Yes, I know, Star Wars, right? I am on this panel not just as a speaker, a coach, a martial arts instructor, entrepreneur, and investor, but a believer who is all in. I am always all in. And anybody who knows me knows that when I go into something, I go all in, because if I believe in it, it is worth my time. I will spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe even longer into something that's going to shape my life and the life of the people I love. I'm here to share a message that is deeply rooted in my own journey, one that I hope will resonate with each of you and inspire positive change in your lives and in the lives of those around you. In the world of martial arts, there's 3 martial artists on this panel. We are taught to harness our inner strength, discipline our minds, and strive for continuous improvement. As a coach and martial arts instructor, I have witnessed the transformative power of discipline, dedication, and perseverance. It's about pushing through our limits, embracing challenges, and emerging stronger and wiser on the other side. It is a testament to the remarkable potential that resides within each one of us. You need to ask yourself that question every day. How can I improve? I constantly challenge myself and invest in myself in all areas of my life. Here's one that I will share with you now. I've committed to do 500 push-ups every day for all of 2024. Right now I'm up to 300 and something, but by that time I'll be at 500 every day. So by December 31st, 2024, I will have done, I did the math, 182,500 push-ups. And anyone who knows me knows that I will not go to sleep unless those push-ups are done. In the realm of investments, we're constantly making choices that shape our financial, health, and relationship futures. Just as in martial arts, our wise investments require discipline and a forward-thinking approach. It's about assessing risk, seizing opportunities, and nurturing the seeds of financial growth. You're going to hear it over and over again on every guest that comes on this panel on how it is important to believe in you, to have the self-worth. As an investor, I have learned that it's not just about accumulating wealth, but also about using my resources to make a positive impact on the world around me, and on the world overall. But beyond these roles, there is a guiding force that I believe unites us all. My belief in God, even if some of you may not, and I'm okay with that. My faith guides me daily in doing what's right, no matter what. We need to understand that we are not alone in this journey, that there's a higher power that watches over us, guiding us, and through all the twists and turns. Our faith should teach us the values of compassion, humility, and service to others. I hope it reminds us that our purpose extends beyond personal success. It's not just about me, it's about us. It is about making a world a better place for all of us, for all of humanity. We live in a world that often seems divided. I mean, look at what's going on in the world, and it's very chaotic. It is our responsibility to be the beacons of hope and agents of positive change. Each one of us possesses a unique talent and experience that we can harness to uplift others, whether it's coaching someone to unlock their potential, imparting the wisdom we possess, or making wise investments that benefit our communities. We have the power to make a difference every day. I encourage you to take a moment to reassess your current place in this world. Consider the impact you have on the lives of others, not just through your own professional life, but through everything you do, through the values and beliefs that guide you. No matter your profession, we're all equipped with the tools to inspire, empower, and heal. Man, you can heal somebody just with a smile. Let us be the coaches, the mentors, change makers, and the compassionate souls who reach out. You never know what somebody's going through. So do me a favor and reach out. Do it today. Get on that smartphone and reach out to a family member. Maybe you haven't talked to in a while. Reach out to a friend. I have a friend of mine who every Friday reaches out and says to me, "Happy Friday, coach." Man, that speaks volumes of the kind of person he is. So let us use our skills, our resources, and our faith to create a ripple effect of positivity that spreads far and wide. Listen, I'm no different than you. I am on an incredible journey that we call life. I invite you to join me in embracing our roles as coaches, instructors, investors, entrepreneurs, and believers to make this world a better place. I'm going on a rant because I believe that we can definitely have a better world, but it takes each one of us together. We can inspire, empower, and uplift one another, guided by the divine light of faith. I do pray every day. I pray for everyone in my life that they do well, that they move on, right? That they do the right thing in their lives. I'll leave you with this one last quote. Many of the truths that we cling to depend on our point of view. Yes, that's another quote by Yoda. I want to thank you guys and God bless you all. Thank you for letting me go on this little bit of a rant because I believe that each one of us can make a difference. So thank you for letting me.
That was awesome, Sifu. Thank you for that, Raphael. You are a great example of someone that brings people together to uplift others and promote positivity. So I just appreciate you having the three of us on the show to be a part of this, to be able to listen to you speak and preach. And I hope that we can all share this video so that more people will join in your quest to help everyone be their best. So I'd like to introduce our next speaker. This is Colin Kingsmill. He is an entrepreneur, coach, and founding partner at Whole Human Coaching and a strategic advisor. He is currently authoring a book entitled Fear Less: Crossing the Bridge from Fear to Bliss. When people get stuck at critical transition points in their lives, he assists them in deconstructing the stories in their heads, overcoming fear, and reconstructing a new narrative to move forward, live their authentic selves, and thrive. He has an acute ability to sense, make in this complex world. His ability to fast-track clarity of mind with insight and humor guides people of all ages through relationship dynamics, confidence building, self-improvement, overcoming challenges, and achieving desired results. You sound like a martial artist already.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think I mean, I'm not a martial artist, but everything you guys were speaking about completely resonated with me, right? And that's really how I live my life. Even though I don't sort of execute it through the martial arts, I execute it through other means. But thank you for that introduction. It sounds this guy sounds amazing. But Sifu, thank you very much for what you said. I think what you said was amazing. I'm also on a mission to help people rediscover their humanity, to help them live in integrity, to help them become fearless, and really, if you can blend those three things, then you really become free, right? It's freedom from psychological suffering, freedom from the tethers that hold you down and keep you back. But I wanted to go back to something that Chris said, because I just want to add my thoughts, if you don't mind. I completely agree that social media needs to be used as a tool. Because it's kind of fundamentally important. And I think we all agree that we don't love it, but it's kind of something that you need to work with. Over and above what Chris was saying, I would add a couple of things. The first one being, make sure that you're not out there broadcasting, right? Make sure that you're not just on a one-way street of pushing junk out into the internet. I think social media has many negative connotations, but it also has positive ones. So you can connect with and begin conversations with those 10 or 20 or 30 people that you might consider mentors. Okay. So get onto social media, but start having real conversations, right? If you want to connect with Mel Robbins or Tom Bilyeu or anybody that you admire, start having a conversation with them, right? Start commenting, start engaging, start interacting. Don't just push stuff out there. The other thing that I would add to the social media conversation is, yes, we live in the age of knowledge. We live in the age of information, right? But in order for you to distinguish yourself and your business and whatever you're doing, right, you need to have a very deep and thoughtful personal brand or brand story, or I call it a brand promise, right? Which is not just your mission and your vision, but your tone of voice and your personality and your attributes and your values. All of those things combined into a strong, strong sense of self. Because if you don't, right, if you just get on social media and you're broadcasting in a one-way sort of on a kind of a one-way street, you're not going to be effective, right? And you're not going to be able to distinguish yourself from everybody else that's out there on social media. So that's the only thing I wanted to add to what Chris said, which I thought was great. A couple of other things that I've just been picking up and listening in on, the aspect of money and abundance, right? It is. I think we live in a society, we live in a culture where abundance and prosperity and financial wealth or success, quote unquote, however you want to define it, are really challenging for a lot of people because of so much negativity that is coming at people from so many different directions. So when you speak about money, or you speak about wealth, or you speak about success, just remember that remember to be aware of the stories that you are telling yourself, right? Because so often when I'm working with clients, and you guys have probably seen this too, on the surface, there will be sort of the motivational poster, right? Telling you to do this or telling you to do that and stay positive and all this other stuff. And below that is a vat of negativity in terms of stories that you are telling yourself, okay? So we have to say, I think, or I say, yes, live in abundance, but let's look at the stories you might be telling yourself that are counter to what you desire, right? So what you desire might be right over there, but you're telling yourself subliminally so many negative stories, right, that you're pulling yourself back. And I'm sure you guys see this in the fitness world and in the martial arts world, that if somebody hasn't truly embodied that sense of self-worth, then they're not going to fly, right? They're not going to get that next belt. They're not going to succeed. So yeah, that's just my suggestion. When you are talking about these things, make sure the stories behind the front or the facade are supporting you, right? And that kind of goes back to what you said, Sifo, about faith, right? And I think faith I think faith is really important, and it's guiding us, but it's also listening to us, I believe, right? I believe that whatever we want to call it, God or the source or the universe, is listening. So again, what are the stories that you're telling? What are the stories that you're emitting? What are you putting out there, right? Over and above what might be a mask, what might be some sort of superficial positivity, what's the rest of the story? So just be careful about that. And from a business perspective, I picked up on a couple of things that everybody was saying. What I'm instructing, or not instructing, I shouldn't say that. What I'm working on people with today in this very complex world that is always shape-shifting. It feels like in business today, you're walking on quicksand all the time, right? So how do you make decisions? How do you stay confident? How do you stay resilient in this very complex, constantly changing culture that we live in? And I'm suggesting to people that they create a very strong personal leadership toolkit. And for me, the leadership toolkit is made up of 3 components, and it's what's your destination? Where do you want to get to, right? And paint a very clear picture of it, right? Vision boarding and envisioning can be very, very powerful, right? So know where you're going, understand exactly the destination that you're going to get to, understand what your needs and what your values are, and what your personal brand is. What do you want people to be saying about you in 5 or 10 years, right? What do you want people to be saying on your LinkedIn profile, for example? So to navigate in today's complex world, I'm suggesting to people have a personal leadership toolkit made up of those 3 components. And then I have this thing that we call the navigator, or the navigator tripod, right? Where my toolkit is here, it's on one leg, sense making of the world is on the other, and then understanding either your clients or the business that you're in and its personal brand and its brand promise. And a brand promise, I mean over and above the mission and the vision, but all of the rich details that make up a business, right? Understand how your personal brand connects with the brand that you're working with or the people that you're working with. And then in terms of sense making, I'm telling people to turn off the news and get informed. Okay. That might sound like a bit oxymoronic. Like, how do I, if I'm not watching the news? So I'm suggesting to people to have that third leg of your tripod, sense making this complex world, dive deep into what you need to know, right? Because, for example, if you're in real estate and you are working with some clients, right, buyers or sellers or development or whatever, they're reading exactly the same headline news that you are, okay? So turn off the headline news, okay? Okay, you can watch it if you want, but turn it off and go over here and dive into the details, long form podcasting, the papers, the original transcripts, the stuff that is the real meat of the business that you're in. Because the headline news, that's like junk food, right? Everybody knows it, everybody can have it, and everybody's saying the same thing. So to distinguish yourself in today's world, personal toolkit, okay, sense making, which isn't the news, and understanding the essence of who you're working with, whether it's a corporation or whatever your audience is. So that's kind of how I'm helping people navigate today in this kind of in this complex world that we are in. Yeah, that's probably, I'm babbling on. I'm doing what you were doing, Sifu. I'm talking too much, so stop me in my tracks.
I'm muted. I realize that. Yeah. So because I was trying not to talk so much.
Okay,
So,
go for it. You can talk.
but I love the tripod idea because that really helps you set yourself apart, if you will, from the masses, if you will, in order to shine, right? In a world of gray umbrellas, you need a red one, right?
Right.
Or a gold one, or whatever different color it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for that, Colin. I appreciate that. Great. And the fact that you jumped on us to what everybody else was saying also just goes to show the kind of coach that you are listening. Because a lot of coaches don't listen. All they want to do is talk their stuff. They don't listen to the clients at all.
Right.
And I don't like those coaches, by the way. So
I mean, it's a bit
personal.
like that social media, that social media comment I made. Like, I don't think that we are worthy as entrepreneurs or coaches if we're just pushing, right? If we're just broadcasting our stuff out to people, that's like drinking water from a water hose or a fire hydrant on the other side, right? Have a dialogue, create connection. Because I think social media can be very impersonal, but it can also be really personal, and it can create great, true, honest connections. So treat it that way. Don't treat it as a one-way broadcast channel. I think that's a mistake.
Right. And many people do that, make that mistake.
Yeah.
Thank you for your insights. I really appreciate you. I'd love to talk to you guys for a second about Jason Flame. He is a chameleon. He'll step into anything, but he'll make it work. And he's a phenomenal human being. So Jason, he's also the owner of Moore Park Karate and Krav Maga in Moore Park, California. He is a 7th degree black belt in American Tang Soo Do and also holds black belts in Krav Maga, Kitsugo Jiu-Jitsu, and Combat Hapkido. He has served as a martial arts business consultant since 2010, and I think that's when we met, Jason. Master Flame has pursued his childhood dream of becoming, are you ready for this? A professional wrestler at the age of 38 and actively wrestled for Millennium Pro Wrestling from 2013 to 2019, becoming a Triple Crown champion and the first ever MPV Unified Champion. Yes, Jason, you go, man. Jason is an active member of his community. Man, he's always posting things about his community. I love it. So he is not just posting just to throw up on people. He's posting because it's valuable information. And he serves on the board of directors for the local organizations and community events. Recently, Jason and his beautiful wife, Jackie, have become partners in Country Harvest Restaurant and Coach's Old Fashioned Ice Cream. Man, am I going to have to visit you for some good food and some good dessert. Jason is also the host of Master Motivation Podcast. As an active community member, he attributes the success of his businesses to understanding the importance of giving back to those in his community. Jason, thank you so much for being here, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity and the platform, and most of all, the opportunity to learn from all three of you today. So thank you guys again. I'm going to call this out real quick, by the way. If anybody wants to book a match, Master Flame versus Scorpion, any wrestling organization, we will make it
Let's
happen.
go.
Yeah,
Let's go. That's why I was prepping the elbows.
Get over here. Let's go.
I love it. Oh, well, man, listen, you guys are crazy.
So I want to start because
I'll referee. I'll referee.
You referee? All right. Yeah. All right. MPW, make it happen. So I want to start real quick because Sifu asked us a question at the beginning, and I was actually excited to answer it. So I'm gonna take a minute. His question: what makes this a good Friday and makes it a great day? And later on, he went to ask, what if you were to wake up and all of your dreams came true? And I thought to myself, when you asked the first question, I was like, well, what makes it a great day? Well, first of all, I'm alive. I'm healthy. I have an amazing wife, 2 awesome children. I have a business that was built, as Chris said, on my passion. I love martial arts more than anything that I've ever done. I love being part of the martial arts industry. I love being a martial arts student. And so when I wake up every morning, I say to myself, man, this really is a dream that I get to do what I dreamt of doing when I was a teenager. I had a dream of owning a martial arts school. I also had that dream of becoming a professional wrestler. And although it didn't happen when I hoped it would happen, it still happened. And so I thought it would be appropriate for me to really dive into what we've been talking about in our martial arts school for this month. Our word of the month is perseverance. And each week we have a different lesson and a different lesson plan. I just want to share you the lesson plan the way that we've been sharing it with our students. And the quote to start is, strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. Mahatma Gandhi. Perseverance shows mental strength. So ask yourself a question. How much weight do you think you can lift? 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 50 pounds, over 100 pounds? Maybe not now, but if you stay healthy and train hard, I promise you that one day you could easily lift more than 100 pounds. The same thing is true with mental strength. There are problems right now that you probably can't solve, but if you have perseverance and build your mental strength, eventually you'll be able to solve almost anything. Now, I had a dream of being a martial arts school owner. I had no business experience other than the teaching that I did for my instructor. I had no school experience, completed 2 years community college. I had no money in the bank, no savings, nothing. But all I had was this dream. And I didn't really create a backup plan. I forced myself to have perseverance through figuring out at 19 years old how to rent a building, how to, have a better business plan, how to navigate through all the challenges of what opening a business and starting a business. And then fast forward, running that business till about 2008, 2009, where we had a pretty severe recession and things changed, being able to navigate through that. Then flash forward just a few years ago, we all had to go through COVID. And, the question that I often ask my students is, you have two choices. It's not really a question. I mean, you have two choices. You can either stop now and quit, or you can press forward and keep going. What do you want to do? Right. And this could pertain to earning your black belt, being successful in your business, your own personal struggles and challenges. Recently I took on a new nutrition plan. I decided it was time for me to drop some weight. And, the first few days were really hard because I changed my diet pretty drastically. The workouts were never hard, but it was changing some of my habits. And what I had to keep in mind, just like when I had the dream of owning a martial arts school, is I had to keep my goal in mind. I had to keep that end game in the forefront so that I could continue to pursue my dream of opening martial arts school, so I can continue to get to my goal weight, which, by the way, is 205 pounds. I'm currently at 215, down 13.6 pounds. Pretty excited about that. But, there's been challenges as far as making my eating times. I mean, I have to set some calendars, if you heard earlier, my phone went off for an alarm because that was my reminder to eat. And so, we all have these challenges. So, couple questions we've been going over with the students. How will perseverance make you stronger mentally? It's so easy. It is so easy to quit. And we tell our students' parents literally on class number 1, their very first introductory classes, there is going to come a time where your child is wanting to quit martial arts. They're going to want to stop. And if you're on a fitness journey, if you're on a weight loss journey, if you're on a goal, right? At any point, you're going to have this time where you're like, is it really worth it? You're going to ask yourself that. Is it really, do I want to keep doing this, whatever this might be for you? Do I really want to do it? But here's the thing. When we start doing hard things, we live a little bit of an easier life. When we do easy things, life becomes harder and challenging, right? And so, yes, doing things that are hard and having perseverance makes us stronger mentally in more areas than one. So even though I'm on a weight loss journey, right? It's really a mindset journey. It's changing habits. It's changing the way that I think. And how I think and how I approach everything is going to be better and stronger because of those habits and that change in mindset. So now number 2, can perseverance also make you stronger physically? Well, I was in the gym today and I was running, and at one point I was like, I could probably stop now. As a matter of fact, Sifu, I told you I was running just a little bit late today, getting on the call because my workout ran a little bit late. Because my mind said, nope, I'm not listening to that voice of, okay, you can stop now. I'm going to finish what I set out to do because I had a time to beat and a mileage to obtain. And so, yes, I mean, having the right mindset and having perseverance, that no quit attitude, telling that one voice in your head, push that one aside, listen to a stronger voice. And number 3, why is mental strength important? Because if we have the proper mindset in whatever we do, whether it be business, health, finances, relationships, everything we've talked about today, when we have the mental strength to overcome an obstacle, we can overcome any obstacle. And why do we need perseverance? Perseverance is what helps us reach our goals. Perseverance, everybody wants to feel the result of what a black belt feels be put on, right? Everybody wants to wear that black belt. but not everybody is going to get it, because some people will quit before they get there. So we need perseverance to reach our goals and to feel that success, right? And when we feel success, that propels our mindset to the next goal and the next goal and the next goal, right? I mean, we teach goal setting through earning small stripes on your belt to earning the next belt, and one small step or one small habit leads you to the next, right? So perseverance is one of our 5 tenets of Tong Soo Do. We talk about courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit. All of these things are not just a martial arts thing. This is a mindset that we can take with us in our business, in other areas of our life. I named my show, our podcast, Master Motivation. And motivation is the first step. Getting motivated, getting excited, right, is just the first step. Then you got to have the discipline to stick with it, right? So you got to build the habits of discipline to stick with it. And then once again, when we have that discipline, we see results. And what do results do? Results bring us back to more motivation that lead us to more discipline, and the cycle continues from there. So since Sifu was bringing up my favorite movie, Star Wars, and talking about Yoda and Yoda's quotes, one of his famous quotes is, do or do not. There is no try, right? And so if you want to have perseverance, push yourself to keep going and tell yourself that I can instead of I can't. I can, I will. You're muted, Sifu.
I do that so I don't talk or make sounds. So, but yes, I love Yoda. When you think about a little green turd in a way that he can, 800 years of training, and he's still training and training others. It's like the 3 of us here, martial artists who've been in it for so long, that we still have a passion for teaching, right? I know Chris has a passion for teaching. I know, Jason, you do, I do. And Colin, you work with your clients, and you're always helping them understand something that maybe they never had before. So yeah, great show today with you guys. I do want to bring something up really quick. And just to, because Jose does sponsor the show, let me bring him on for a quick second.
Hi, my name is Jose Escobar, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. We're a growing tribe, a community of entrepreneurs all over the world, globally, all across the country, high performers, titans of industry. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more clients, more money, more profit, the bottom line, and of course, grow your circle and your network like never before, this is where you want to be. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. We are scaling massively. We want to welcome you in. Check me out on Instagram and on Facebook, the @ JASCO25. We look forward to having you join us. Take care.
Yes. So Jason, thank you so much for stepping in. Chris, Colin, what can I say? You guys are just phenomenal. What would you say can make somebody's Friday even better? I ask all of you.
Go ahead, Colin.
You know what? I say to people, it doesn't have to be like this. You can start to change right now. That's it.
That's it.
So many people are stuck, right, in old narratives and old stories and holding themselves back. And I just tell people, no, pivot right now. It doesn't have to be like this. It can be very, very different. Tell yourself a different story, paint a different picture, and go for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's awesome. Hey, Colin, by the way, back to that, you were talking about that vat of things that people believe about themselves, right? We call that limiting. What limiting beliefs are you telling yourself?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, some people don't even know they're telling them, right? So I think it requires a little bit of work even to recognize that so often people tell themselves these things subconsciously. That's the nugget, I think, to crack, right?
Yep. Yeah. And Jason, when you talked about that perseverance, that also comes with a belief mindset, right? You've got to believe that if you stick to it, it will happen. Listen, you're a living, breathing example of that. And that's the other great thing about the martial arts. The people who are doing it right are leading by example. So there's always going to be naysayers. There's always going to be negativity. But the truth is, when you believe in yourself, nothing is impossible. Stop telling me the sky's the limit when there are footprints on the moon.
Yeah.
You can do it.
I love that.
Right? You can do it.
Love that. Yes. Beautiful.
You can steal it.
I'm going to write that down.
Everybody's writing it down.
I think Elon Musk must have listened to Chris because he's going for Mars.
Yeah, well, listen, Sifu, I'm trying to figure out, is Ellen like related to Elon? Because
Elon. I always say his name wrong.
That's okay, because I was watching, maybe the Ellen show you saw. I'm not sure.
No. You know why I keep saying his name wrong? So he notices me.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. You're gonna get a DM right now.
That's it.
And then your computer's gonna break.
Right.
Then I'm gonna get the new Musk computer because I'm sure he's coming out with one. Or the iPhone, the Musk phone, right? I must get that phone. What do you think, Jason? What's the one word that you can tell, or a couple of words that you can tell somebody so that their Friday is exceptional?
Man, I'm just thinking. I'm a member of our Rotary Club, which is over 2 million strong, Rotary International, and our motto is, "I'm a Rotarian. How can I help?" And so if I'm finding someone who is struggling or having a hard time, I called Mr. Dave Kovar yesterday. And when he called me back, the first thing he said was, "How can I help?" Just in those few words, "How can I help?" And I think that makes a difference in helping impact other people's lives and making a difference. So those would be my few words. How can I help?
Yeah, beautiful.
Be of service. Beautiful.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen. This has been an exceptional show. Thank you for making it so. Do me a favor, share it with everyone, because the knowledge that was passed down today is always incredible. So thank you all for being here from all over the world. We want to inspire you to be more. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.